Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everyone. I'm Fabrizio Laporta, Deputy Director of Italian Trade Agency in Berlin, and I would like to welcome you all to this webinar. Our goal today is to tell the story of a successful experience. Last autumn, Italian Trade Agency and Douglas agreed on the launch of a promotional campaign dedicated to Italian cosmetics and named Italian Beauty Secrets. It was a very structured digital campaign addressed to made in Italy products with characteristics of exclusivity and craftsmanship. Of course, I believe that Douglas needs no introduction. Founded in 1821, 2,400 stores in 26 countries, more than 2,000 employees. So we are very proud of this collaboration, and today we will tell you how it went. And above all, we will try to understand from a very important voice what the opportunities and potential requirements for an Italian company are to enter among the suppliers of Douglas, a top player, which means not only cosmetics, but also leather goods, fashion, accessories. So it's a real pleasure to have here today Jessica Koch, Director of New Business Retail Media, Douglas, and hear from her. Hello, Jessica.
Hello, nice to meet you all.
And closing remarks by the Director of Italian Trade Agency in Berlin, Mr. Francesco Alfonsi.
Hi, good morning. Guten Tag, buongiorno, grazie.
At the end of Jessica's report, we will open a short question and answer section. So for reasons of time, we will not be able to answer to all questions, but only to a selection of them. Anyway, feel free to send questions in English in the chat, and we will forward them to the speaker and provide you with an answer if necessary later on or on a private basis. So before getting into the heart of the matter, however, I have the pleasure of introducing the President of Italian Trade Agency, Carlo Ferro, who will deliver an introductory greeting. President Ferro was for work commitments, he's not here with us, but he has recorded the message that I asked to send in vision. Prego.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure for me introducing this initiative today's session. This is about export, Germany, cosmetics, e-commerce. And I have to say that all of those ingredients are very important to the strategy of the Italian Trade Agency to support Italian enterprises and particularly Italian SMEs. Germany is the first destination of our export. Cosmetic is one of the leading sectors for our export and one largely contributing to the positive balance of our global trade. And e-commerce is becoming one of the key opportunities for expanding our sales in the world, following the new trend of consumer. In 2020, the Italian cosmetics company were the fourth supplier to Germany. 1 year before, you were the third, and it's important to move on altogether in order not only to reverse this trend, but to get to the ranking which is deserved from the quality and the health of your product, which is maybe to be the second, and Douglas is a partner with us on this objective. The e-commerce is a key strategy among the 14 new initiatives that the Italian Trade Agency put in place in the execution of Patto per l'Export. In particular, 28 marketplace for B2C and one platform for B2B are today available to our SMEs, 7,000 SMEs of our country sponsored by the Italian Trade Agency to enter e-commerce. Out of those 7, including the one on B2B, are dedicated to your sector, to cosmetics, plus one single initiative which is exclusive for cosmetics, and this is the one in Germany with Douglas. with 22 Italian brands that experienced the opportunity of expanding sales to this platform, leveraging on the significant growth of Douglas on online sales. Think about the 50% year-over-year increase of e-commerce sales by the Douglas Group in 2020. So I believe that really there are all the ingredients for the success. We are all in a learning curve in respect to e-commerce. So today meeting could be also the opportunity of learning from experience. I wanted to thank Mrs. Koch for her participation today, helping our common learning on how to address, how to improve, how to maximize our sale effort to e-commerce in Germany for cosmetics, knowing that what is the fundamental, the best product in the world is already in the hand of Italian enterprises. I wish all a successful and a fruitful working session. Thank you very much.
Sorry for this inconvenience. So now I leave the stage to Jessica Koch, the Director of New Business Retail Media, Douglas. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Fabrizio. So I will share my screen now, and you let me know when you can see it. Hope it will work. Everyone sees the screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Then guys, let's start. Good morning from Düsseldorf, from rainy Düsseldorf. So I hope that all of you somewhere in Italy are enjoying more sun than we do here in cloudy and rainy Germany. So my name is Jessica. As Fabrizio said, I'm responsible for new business and retail media. I joined Douglas 2 years ago now, and I have a beauty background myself. So I came from L'Oréal Luxe, where I have been working on industry side, marketing and brand and e-commerce positions for more than 10 years. So what I brought you today is first of all an overview of the strategy. So who is Douglas? Even though Fabrizio said it doesn't need any explanation, I think still it would be interesting for you guys to understand who we are, what kind of strategy do we pursue at Douglas, and some facts and figures. And then in the second part, I will explain you what is retail media like, what is the value proposition, and then we will deep dive together in the campaign report about this beautiful campaign that we did together, which is called Italian Beauty Secrets. And then last but not least, because I heard that this is one of the points which is very interesting for you, is the listing. So how can you really concretely collaborate with Douglas, either on the direct purchasing side or on the marketplace side? And therefore, I brought my very charming colleague, Lukas Dieriks, who's gonna later explain you how it works, how can you collaborate with the marketplace. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them in the chat so that I can later on in the QA session answer as best as I can all your questions. So let's start. Douglas, in the name, it sounds actually very English. In fact, this is true because the guy who founded it, called John Douglas, was born in Glasgow. So it's actually, Douglas has Scottish roots. And then he founded the soap company in Hamburg. So this is why initially, even though it was a Scottish guy, the roots are also in Germany. And then in 1909, in Hamburg on the Neue Wall, a woman actually called Bertha Kolbe, she founded the first perfumery Douglas. And then really the success started in the 1970s when the acquisition was pushed heavily throughout Europe. And then from 2012 on, actually, our era, I would say, at Douglas started being owned by private equity investors, first Advent International, and then in 2015, we were bought by CVC Capital Partners, who hold 85% of Douglas. And since 4 years now, Tina Müller is the CEO of Douglas and launched the strategy program Forward Beauty that I'm gonna explain further on. All right, so a few figures. We are #1 European beauty platform. We have more than 20,000 beauty experts in the stores out there, really promoting the brands. We are active in 26 European markets, so by now really an international company with more than 100,000 beauty and lifestyle products sold in our online shops, marketplace, and obviously also more than 2,000 stores. So in terms of sales, we do more than 3 billion euro sales, and we have, and this is one of the biggest assets at Douglas, where we really can benefit from as a partner, we have 44 million beauty card members, and the beauty card is the name of our CRM program. So if we talk about the positioning, if you look at the retail landscape in beauty, you can really see that Douglas is kind of the bridge, on the bridge between premium and luxury, and has upgraded its image really massively within the last 4 years. And one of the big moves was to really give a brand lift to the logo. So you saw that Douglas is now 200 years old, so it's a very old beauty company with lots of heritage, and this new logo really started or was the starting point of the new brand strategy that we have with a new visual identity. So you see here some extracts of the beauty visuals that has been shooted, and you can see, all right, it's really famous people like Amber Valletta, Cara Delevingne, shooted by famous photographers. So that was really the point where we said it's important to invest in the brand and also invest in the brand image, but not only that, also in building really a big of awareness in social channels. So you see how our Instagram channel grew only in 2 years, having more than 1 million followers now. So that's really impressive, and I think it's really good that all those actions were taken, and that we had already a solid base when Corona came along, because obviously also for us that was kind of a big shock, as for every retailer out there. All right, so now let's come to the platform strategy. So our strategy program is called Forward Beauty Digital First. What does that mean? That means that we consider our platform as really offering a holistic customer journey to our consumers. We put really the app in the center of everything we do, where we inform, where we personalize, where we inspire. And then we have 2 channels. One channel is e-commerce with the online shop and marketplace, and the other channel is the store. And here what you can see is that we clearly are dedicated to the store's one role. And the role that the store should play is experience, so the touch and feel, because this is something that is very hard to imitate in online business, even though it's getting better and better with better content, etc., videos. But still, sometimes you just need to smell the perfume, you need to touch the texture in order to buy it. So the stores, and this is actually a radical change within the Douglas strategy, the stores are now the role, have the role of touch and feel within a digital journey. So massively and drastically different from what it used to be before Corona. And this is definitely something that Corona has accelerated. If you look at the market positioning in the 26 countries, and here you can see some of them, you see that we are #1 in most of the countries. In some of them, for example, Spain and in Portugal, we are #3. In Italy, we are #1, which is good. And you see also the split above in the graph, where you can see Germany as it's the traditional core market from Douglas. We have 40% sales share, followed by France, which is the 2nd biggest country. And then we have Southwestern Europe with 28% and Eastern Europe with 11%. So going forward, what I will show you here is the growth that e-commerce has done between 2007, where we really started to accelerate, and right now. So you can see that within these years, coming from around about 20 million euros, or 30 million euros in 2008, we have now achieved more than 1 billion euro sales in e-commerce in all our markets. So that is really a massive growth that we've done. And from my own experience, I can confirm that, because I actually entered beauty in 2008 as the junior product manager on Biotherm back then. And Douglas always has been, for the luxury beauty, the #1 #1 retail, and always very important, but it's true that it was very much focused on stores and on classic trade activation. And you see here what happened with the Forward Beauty strategy and the focus that has really been put with all the investments and all the strategies behind from 2009 on, that in the last 4 years, we grew from 400 to 1 billion euro. So the new goal, obviously, at Douglas is we will aim for the 2 billion euro. And we are still growing fast now within the pandemic. Looking at our KPIs, so if you look on the left-hand side, the conversion rate, because these are German figures. So you can see that our e-commerce shop is super performing. So we have a conversion rate of 3.6%, which is really high, with an average basket of 67 euro. And the app, as I said before, is really the core of our digital strategy, and we have 24% revenue share with the app. And obviously mobile first, more than 60% revenue share on mobile. So that's really impressive. Obviously it differs country by country. So in Southwestern Europe, we have lower average basket, also in Italy. And we have also lower conversion rates, which are increasing month by month. But Germany is definitely, as it's one of the most mature countries and most mature e-commerce markets, it's definitely best in class. So our goal is to really, in all the international rollout, to really achieve those figures for everyone. What we did then in 2019, we opened up Douglas and launched the platform model on the platform strategy. So basically this means that we give the most precious asset that we have to partners, and that's the access to our customers. Meaning that from 2019 on, now partners can sell their products and brands to our consumers. So we launched the partner program, which we will later on describe a little bit further. We have now the marketplace live in Germany, Austria, France, and Poland, and the Netherlands and Italy will go live very soon. So obviously the goal is to have a marketplace in each and every big core country, with many advantages for our partners and services, such as obviously the traffic acquisition, because the platform is huge. You've seen it in the traffic figures on the slide before, from on-site marketing, payment process, and listing. There's lots of advantages for partners to sell their beauty and also lifestyle products on our platform. So this brings me to the next slide. If we talk about our category strategy, you can see here that we defined a core. The core for Douglas in terms of categories is obviously luxury beauty, what is called here on the slide niche beauty, but also medical cosmetics, personal care such as hair dryer, beauty food and supplements. So we also have our own beauty food brand, and health and wellness. And then you can see, okay, what's happening now? The idea is really to go into all the categories which are really close and which have a high proximity and overlap to beauty. So leisure and hobby, home decoration, premium women's fashion, and also, and I think this is very interesting for Italian brands, I know some of you guys do sell and have brands around premium accessories such as bags or sunglasses or even jewelry. So this is really new to us, and I think it's very interesting because usually a woman who will spend a lot of money for mascara or for a makeup or fragrance also has the purchase power and the willingness to spend money on other premium lifestyle accessories. Talking about assortment, so why do we do that? Why did we launch the marketplace? I mean, there are obviously strategically many advantages for us. And one of the main points is that we can really enlarge our assortment very quickly. So you can see here that we have, on the one hand, really fast-growing trend brands such as Kpis, Benefit, The Ordinary, etc. Then we have many exclusive brands from Kylie Skin, Morphe, up to Florence by Mills. And we have our own brands, which are very important for us as a retailer, from Douglas Collection, having everything from makeup up to body care. And also brands really branded under another name, such as Inner Beauty or 123. And you can see here on the right-hand side, and that's the beauty of the marketplace, and also in the collaboration with you as a brand, that we can really launch many more brands under the marketplace umbrella, coming from accessories and jewelry, such as we have We Love Bags, Brandfield, Butlers, so many more brands. So this allowed us, if you look at the bottom of the slide, that we have 2.6 more SKUs live than our closest competitor. And that's a big advantage. So obviously we want to keep that advantage and push it even further by launching as many interesting and attractive brands as we can. So now I want to go back or close the loop to the slide that we've seen before, where I said that we have 44 million beauty card members. And you see here on the slide, we compared it to Ulta, to Sephora, and you can see that the difference is really big. So we have more than 10 million more than Ulta, 20 million more members than Sephora. So in all, we have a household penetration in Europe from 34%. So every third European household in Europe has a beauty card. That is really crazy. And obviously, this gives us a lot of, well, let's say, advantages that we can leverage together. So first of all, we use that data in order to personalize our communication to the consumers. So to make it as relevant as possible as we can, to have personalized start pages, personalized coupons, inspirational content that I really like because I am interested in fragrances or in concealers or whatsoever. So this is something that we push more and more, and the stores really have proven to be one of the biggest recruiting tools that we have. So we will develop this further and also relaunched our CRM program in Germany. So it's getting better and better. Now I would go to the second part of the presentation and explain you a little bit what does retail media mean and what is the value proposition and what kind of campaign did we do together. So this claim sums it up pretty nicely, I would say. Stop guessing, start retail data-based marketing. And also looking back in my own history, I can tell you that, having done marketing in 2008, when Douglas did only 30 million euro sales, was very much gut feeling based. Your marketing director would tell you what to do and you did it, and you didn't have any big data to start a conversation. So I personally do love this approach, that we can really base our decisions and our campaigns based on real data. And we have, as you have seen, a lot of them because we have all that e-commerce data, that transactional behavioral data, but also the data coming from the stores and from that huge CRM program. So Douglas Marketing Solutions, that's the name of the retail media unit, is actually acting like a digital media agency on the market. And what we do is data to insights to action. So if you come up with a problem and if you ask us to do a big media strategy for you, we will analyze all the data that we have, crunch it, and then translate it into insights that are relevant in order to activate the target group, and then really translate it into an activation plan, which is very targeted for you, transparent, and obviously tailor-made. So concretely, this means that we would set up a campaign and do a really full service 360 campaign management. So I hope the Italian trade agency would confirm that. So this is what happened actually in that campaign, that Eileen, who did that campaign, is doing everything from advice and strategy. So what needs to be done in order to achieve the overall goal that you have in mind, the planning, implementation, and obviously also the analysis and reporting. So you get a really detailed reporting down to the return on advertising spend. And you see that in the next section where we talk about the results. So all our ad solutions follow one principle, and that one principle is called SMART. So you know the SMART principle, and we just translated it for us. So for us as a digital media agency. So the first point is that it should always be very specific, because we can target users with shopping intent, We know who shop what ex post. We also know what might they shop if they have something in their basket, and what are users interested in, because we see their dwell time and where they browse and which brand room and which PDP. Then we make it very measurable, and you get a transparent full funnel reporting. We make it actionable in terms of start, stop, continue. It's obviously result driven and optimized to a certain digital media KPI. And the fourth point is the most beautiful point about the SMART principle at Douglas. That's the targeting, because we use obviously all the data that we have in our data management platform in order to activate it, to push it to our audiences. So the ad solutions that we offer are available across Europe that you can see here. The products which are not launched yet will be launched soon during that year. So I'm gonna now explain you our on-site products, sponsored product ads and audience ads, and our off-site products, which is audience network and search marketing. And later on, we will finish with the product tests. So talking about off-site media, what does that mean? It means that we can target Ella, as an example, into lookalikes very well in all the off-site channels. So we would actually do the following. We look in our data management platform, and then you come up as a brand and you say, okay, my main goal is to target gift buyers because I'm a very Christmassy brand. I have a high giftability in my brand DNA, for example. Or you would say, I'm a makeup brand and I really want to target the makeup addicts who have a high frequency and purchasing power. So we can use those ready-to-use audiences which are already in our DMP, and then we can enlarge that and extend that with individual brand audiences. So for example, if the brand already exists on Douglas, then we have access to the brand buyers on offline last 12 months. For example, we can target competitor buyers because we know what is the brand affinity towards other brands. And we can also target visitors of the categories or the brand page. So then we take those audiences and push it in the offsite channels from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, down to Google and in the Google Display Network. And we activate those audiences and get them interested and get them back into the shop where they can convert and engage with your brand on douglas.com. So that's for offsite media. On-site media means everything which happens on-site. So on Douglas.de or Douglas Italy, for example. So this product is called Sponsored Product Ads. It has this little engraved, this little word saying gesponsored. You see it in the category overview pages or on the search result pages when you search a specific keyword. So actually, it's an amazing tool to boost the share of voice within the digital shelf and also to drive sales and secure premium digital shelf space, because you see here is a #1 or #2 position in the categories. So it's really, really nice, and you don't even pay for the view, you pay for the click, because the billing model is cost per click. And we have, and we will see that also later, that the results on the Italian Beauty Secrets campaign was very good. So we have return on advertising spends varying between 5 and 7 euro, depending on season, category, brand. So that's just the average. But you see, it is efficient because basically you put €1 in and you get more than €5 sellout out. So it's really a low-hanging fruit, I would say, as a tool. So this is why it's something that always needs to be an essential part of every retail media campaign. The second ad solution that we can offer is called audience ads. So audience ads, they look like a banner, but they are much more like a banner. So basically, it's a banner which has a contextual targeting, and this one is sold on a CPM based, so on views, and it's meant to really boost consideration, to really support your launch, and to give your launch visibility on site in the category or on the homepage, and also drive awareness. So I brought you an example in order to explain a little bit on how a user journey could look like. So if we take Ella, in this case, her friend Yo-Yo as an example, So Yo-Yo, she wants to really get a little bit of information about a fragrance from Lancôme that her friend had, but it has a weird French name, she can't remember it. She would just type in Lancôme on Google, and then she sees this product listing ads, which Lancôme also booked via us, because this is the search marketing that I showed earlier. So she comes on the product detail page, informs herself a little bit, and then thinks about, okay, I want to know what kind of new lipsticks does Douglas have. So she goes into the category makeup, and then boom, you see the first audience ads pops up, which has the information. She was on the PDP from La Vie Belle, this fragrance, and then we would show her that in the category makeup. So this is what I mean by contextual targeting. So the girl, she wants to go to the gym, so she leaves the shop, comes back 1 week later, and then enters via the homepage directly. So you see here, boom, you have the information that she went on makeup and on fragrance. So the advertising here, as you can see, is cross-category. It has makeup in it, but also fragrances. So she informs herself a little bit more, goes to the brand room, and then, all right, Yo-Yo, she's part of the smart shopper segment in Germany. There are quite a lot of them, you know. Aldi is really big in Germany. There must be a reason for it. So she comes back on Singles Day, fair enough, and buys the two products, the fragrance and the mascara. So that's a beautiful tool, and I'm going to show you in the next section, how did it work for Italian Beauty Secrets. Now, last but not least, very beautiful marketing program that we launched is called Douglas Beauty Tester in Germany, but also going to be rolled out to the other countries. So the Douglas Beauty Tester has one goal. It wants to be the matchmaker between a brand and a tester. And what we do is that we really select out of in Germany, we have 9 million CRM members. We select the ones which are really have the highest fit to the brand in terms of skin type, fragrance orientation, if she likes oriental or floral or fruity. And then we invite them via a newsletter, very targeted, to participate in that test. And then she gets the product at home, very convenient, can test it and writes a review. So 70 to 80% of testers leave a review, so a very high review rate. And then we can even sync those reviews to other shops from Douglas and Parfum Dreams. And then as a second step, because we can also target them on their social media affinity and really select the winners of the test based on their Instagram followers. So then we would invite them to really post their experience in form of content like video, images, text, etc. on Instagram in order to generate a word of mouth effect that could then be extended and be used, the content here. And you get, as a brand, if you have a recommendation rate in that test, you get this trust seal that you can use anywhere in digital media. And then a very beautiful content page sums everything up with that user-generated content, with the test results. And this one obviously can help you on the long run to boost your SEO effect. So that was the portfolio that we have. Now let's deep dive into Italian Beauty Secrets. So the campaign, the goal of the campaign was to do really a cross-brand, a cross-access campaign with the inspiration to giving German women the answer of, why do Italian women look so beautiful? What is their beauty secret? How can we achieve that as well as German women? So I think that's a very good consumer insight already, because it's true that Italian women are very beautiful and we all like them and kind of admire them in Germany. So we have this content hub, a big content hub, which has been like updated every time in the step of the campaign. And we had different highlights and promotions from beauty influencer stories and other content modules that pushed different products within that campaign. So it was, as I said, a multi-brand campaign, and this is only an extract of the brands that we pushed. And you see the green figures here, the sales really went up for most of them, and the majority could really benefit from this brand campaign. So overall, we pushed 5,000 SKUs, 5,000 products within that campaign. And the Italian trade agency trusted us with an invest of 400,000 euros. So really a lot of money. Thank you again for your trust. And I think we all agree that result is stunning because the return on invest is 3.19. So basically with this invest, we could generate a revenue of almost 1.3 million euro. And that is, I mean, you guys who are savvy in media, you know that an ROE over 1 in media is already very good. So an ROE of throughout all the channels of 3 is really just outstanding. And you see here that the main revenues coming here from influencer stories, but also from fragrances was very high, and the main category where we have multi-axis animations actually. And if we drill it down to the digital media channels that you just saw, the audience ads and sponsored product ads as well, and the social ads worked really well, bringing it down to the ROE over 3 that I just mentioned. So if we look into 3 of the channels used within that campaign, the first one, you see here this audience ads, and you also see how premium it looks like. So the content created here, multi-brand with accessories, but also with fragrances in it, really tells a story. And I think this is what really invited our customers to click on the ad, because it's just interesting and it's engaging, and you see it in the conversion rate, which is at 13%. And the return on advertising spend is 14 euros. So that is really wow. And on the sponsored product ads that I described earlier, the conversion rate as well is highly over our bench at 5%. And the ROAS almost reached 5 euro. So super efficient tool and very well integrated within the funnel of the campaign. And last but not least, this was also super surprising because yeah, this kind of ROAS of 5 and conversion rate over 15% is outstanding for social. And that's really, really good. And you see here some examples of the story ads, the paid story ads that we had, or the feed push that you can see here. So overall, and really also for us, actually, I mean, it was a very big campaign with many stakeholders also at Douglas involved. Is for us also a best practice and really a hero campaign. So we are very proud of it and very happy that the first shot with you and collaboration went so well. So now I would come to the next part. So how can you get listed? How can you collaborate with Douglas? So basically I brought you a little process flow chart. So I'm sorry, it looks a little bit technical, but I think it shows very well on how to do it. So basically, the first option, the first priority is always direct purchasing. So they would really check, is a direct listing possible? If yes, then you can start negotiations on terms and conditions. And if it's okay, you start the vendor management process. The retail media investors are obviously flexible, and we require usually on average a front margin of 60%. But this is also up to negotiations, and we already have the feedback that the brands which have been proposed to our colleagues, that we have 3 brands in progress: Future Relax, Natura Mila, and Ganassi. Okay, yeah, you can read it. I'm not very good in it. So 3 skincare brands, and the other ones we still get feedback. So this is how it would work with also brands who haven't been in touch yet with us already. So now I would hand over to Lucas that he can explain you on how does it work on the marketplace. Lucas, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica, and buongiorno a tutti della team marketplace. My Italian skills are limited, so I proceed in English right now. Yeah, we have 2 ways to get onboarded on marketplace of Douglas. So the first opportunity is the one if you have more than 250 SKUs, and if you have simultaneously relevant brand attractiveness regarding the expansion of the Douglas overall product assortment, then don't hesitate and contact us, and we go into direct negotiations regarding terms and conditions, and you profit from the direct contact to our great marketplace team. And opportunity 2 is for partners with less than 250 SKUs. In this case, we work with an enabler called Beauty Pods, or also called marketplace experts. And the marketplace experts, you have to imagine it like this: they act as a seller on our platform and aggregate the portfolio of diverse smaller brands in one account, so that the technical and organizational effort for the partners is on a minimum level. And that's also a big opportunity maybe for smaller brands to be visible on Douglas and profit from the marketing reach and the marketing power of Douglas, what Jessica already mentioned earlier.
All right, so now I'm gonna deep dive into the direct listing process. So the step one is always that you send your brand presentation to our category management team and you fill out this brand overview. So it's a slide where you put your background, your USP as a brand, what is your target group, what's your competition, your social media footage, I would say, what kind of distribution do you have, your price positioning, etc. Then as a next step, you align, obviously you understand, discuss it, and then you align at some point on the terms and conditions. So as I said already, on average, we have this front margin of 60%, 60 days payment, 3% discount. So we have certain returns, for example, are usually 100% supplier funded. So this is something that Catman would explain you, obviously, in detail, and you can just discuss it with them. And once the terms and conditions are aligned and you are okay, then the vendor management process starts, which is shown here. So it's a process where you get really the onboarding documents with all the listing documents as well, where you fill in all the data and you confirm it. And well, at some point, both parties sign it. And then this one is handed over again to category management. And then the first order is placed, and then you are good to go and hopefully looking to have good sales. Handing over back to Lucas again for Marketplace.
Yes, regarding roles and responsibilities, and also what our expectations to our partners. First of all, we are a closed marketplace, and not everyone has the opportunity to just register and sell his or her products on our platform. That is also the first point, which is very important to mention. We prefer to call it partner program because, yeah, we act very personally with our partners and act very transparently, and hand in hand, we develop the whole partner program together with our partners and try to keep that personal base as good as we can. Also, a main difference maybe to other well-known marketplaces is that only one item will be visible to the customer. So there won't be any price fights regarding a buy box or topic like this. So, and also important to know is that the presentation of marketplace products, so for products which are listed via marketplace, is nearly the same as the own products are listed on product detail pages, but you will see this in one of the following slides as well. Also, next point, our model is a classical drop shipment model. So we, as Douglas, are finally the seller and the first contact for our customers, and our partners just take care of the fulfillment. So we are doing the first customer service support. We work with Miracle as an external software solution, which was once bought by Douglas when the marketplace was launched. And Miracle acts like a platform which connects all personal data, all product data, all order and shipment data from our partners with us and with our shop system. Yeah, as Jessica already mentioned, we are doing the traffic acquisition and the on-site marketing and try to integrate our marketplace partners as good as possible in several marketing campaigns in the whole big Douglas ecosystem. And yeah, that's a big advantage our marketplace partners profit from. Then after an integration, which is possible in less than 4 weeks, our partners receive a key account contact, which is your buddy of your daily business. Yeah, so he is responsible for developing you as an account, for integrating you in several marketing campaigns, for the whole overall performance of you as our partner. Then we ask our partners to go with us the international way, to look across borders, to go with us the way from local player to global hero. So as Jessica mentioned, we are already live in Germany, in France, in Poland, and Austria. The Netherlands will be launched in September, and Italy is the next country on our agenda. And I'm pretty sure that if we are performing in the future like we are performing right now, then Italy will be launched very soon. So what are the partner conditions? What are we expecting from our partners? We ask them to guarantee, in general, the Douglas SLAs. So a 3-day delivery should not be exceeded. The partners should provide a free return label within the parcel. The parcel packaging should be very basic, so no call to actions, no promo codes within the parcel, which should be pretty clear. That for sure the technical readiness should be given. Anyway, if you are doing it with an API or work with an aggregator, or maybe also an opportunity is a possible file upload, but these are topics we can discuss later on. Nevertheless, the partner, for sure, there are also some content and data rules for our partners. But if we agree commercially, and if you are interested in a collaboration, you will receive guides for these topics anyway. And also important to mention, if our customer service cannot answer the questions of our customers directly, then our customer service will contact your customer services. A good summary you can see on this slide. As you can see, we try to create a carefree package for our partners. So the partner is just responsible for the inventory and the fulfillment. We are doing the rest. So pretty easy and a pretty big advantage for our partners. And as I promised, you can see that marketplace products are integrated and have nearly the same presentation as Douglas' own products. Here, the example of one product detail page. The only difference is the turquoise button with the Douglas partner labeling, I will call it like this. And if the customer is clicking on that turquoise button, then a separate window pops up and the customer gets the information about the partner who is shipping that product. So in this case, the partner gets the information that this product is shipped by Julie and Grace, which is a famous and well-performing jewelry partner of us. Yeah, and yeah, in this case, I can just recommend, don't hesitate to contact us, to go with us the international way. The contact data Jessica will share in the following. So I'm happy to hear from you and looking forward to your feedback. And yeah, hopefully hear from you and have a great day.
Thank you, Lucas, for this very detailed explanation. I think that helps a lot. So to sum it up, we have these 3 streams, as we explained: the direct purchasing, which is clustered by our axes. So we have skincare, makeup, and fragrances with Claudia, Anna, and Caroline, with those email addresses that you can or should get in touch first, because that's always the first step that our direct purchasing checks whether it's possible to get a direct listing. If not, for some reasons, then the partner program would take over the lead. I see here's one L too much, so I'm gonna obviously give you the right email address so that it doesn't bounce. So it's partnerprogram@douglas.de. So Lucas and his team will then take care of you and explain you what would be the next steps. If for the reasons, sometimes SKU or tech readiness, it's not possible, then the third option is the marketplace experts, Felix. So you can get in touch with him directly and see whether it's possible to get sold via marketplace experts. So you see there are lots of options. We are very much looking forward to collaborate with you. As you see, it's part of our DNA, it's part of our strategy. So it only remains for me to say thank you from the whole team, also from Matthias, you can see here, and Eileen, who did this beautiful campaign, and who was very much in touch with the Italian trade agency. Thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for this amazing collaboration, and we hope that we have a follow-up campaign, obviously. And if you want to know more about the retail media business and Douglas Marketing Solutions, so we have an own channel on LinkedIn, Douglas Marketing Solutions, so you can just follow us and then get all the news and all the updates from us, but also from Douglas e-commerce. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Thank you. It's a very interesting and valuable consideration and an excellent report, really. So, okay, I was saying, let's go on. Okay, I was pointing out that Jessica does not belong to the purchasing department, so very specific question on this topic will likely be forwarded and handled by an appropriate department later on, probably. Anyway, one first question, is it possible to share the presentation with interested viewers? Jessica, can we? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm just going to rework the last slide because there was one little mistake. So I'm going to rework that and send the reworked version. Yes. Okay,
no problem, no problem. Okay, I get another question. How do you manage supplying from brands? In-house stock or an integrated inventory with the brand's e-commerce stores?
So if I get it right, the question is, do we, is the fulfillment or the stock in our warehouse or at the brand? Yeah, so the brand is doing the complete fulfillment. So for now, we don't have fulfillment by Douglas. That might change in the future. But for now, everything is handled in terms of stock on the partner and brand side.
Okay. Another question, do you manage listings by market or is it full international distribution?
Well, so our the category management captains that I showed on the last slide, they work on a German and international level. So I assume that if a brand is interested, that we could definitely talk about international rollout, because that gives total sense that we don't only roll it out in Germany, but also in other countries. So this is something that would be checked directly with the category management, because they have their head for international and Germany on.
Okay. A very frequent question is, I'm interested in learning about opportunities to become your partner. So what should I do? You already explained the ways to get on board. So maybe if you have something to add on a particular specific advice or a suggestion regarding products or strategies, a general suggestion.
Well, I think really sending out the email to these three ladies in the Catban is really the first step. That you send out your brand presentation. I just would advise you to make it very, very short summary, because they get many emails all day long. So it would be good to be very to the point about your brand purpose, your brand vision, and what you can bring to the table for Douglas, and attach the brand presentation. I think that would be the first step to start the talks with the category management. Or if you have like link to your e-shop or any other video content that could give a quick impression about your brand, is definitely helpful in order to go through it very quickly on our side.
Okay. Another question regarding the organic cosmetics. Are you interested into certified organic cosmetics? Have you a policy about this kind of products?
So first part of the question, yes, we are interested. We do have a lot of organic brands indeed. under the natural cosmetics umbrella, and we have our own actually organic brands who are cruelty-free, without parabens, etc. So yes, we are interested in fits the strategy. Do we have any restrictions? I assume that yes, that the listing in the navigation, so where would the brand be shown at the end, must fit the general rules for organic cosmetic in the respective country. Nevertheless, even if it doesn't fit, it doesn't mean that it can't be listed. It could be listed somewhere else. But yes, indeed, and where it would be situated, which subcategory would be needs to be checked with the category management.
Great. So one last question. Will the product need to be labeled in a European languages of the markets, or they will be shipped to? Do you need a specific label that depends on the market, or?
That is a very good question that I need to take with me in order to get an answer. Or
okay.
Yeah, sorry.
We will forward all the questions later on. So, okay, I think the time is running over, I think. So we are therefore at the end of our meeting. On behalf of Italian Trade Agency, I thank once again Jessica for her team, of course, for her time. And I gladly give the floor for final considerations to the Director of Italian Trade Agency in Berlin, Francesco Alfonsi. Prego, Francesco.
Hi, thank you, Fabrizio. Grazie, Fabrizio. Thanks a lot, really. Thanks a lot. Just sorry for the inconvenience we had for the presentation of the speech of the President. I hope he will be not furious tonight with me. But really, you had a great presentation, Jessica. Ladies, really great. And I'm sure you're going to get your account loaded with mails coming from Italian companies, because Douglas represents really a great opportunity to be around Europe, you know, in so many countries. You know, when we start thinking, you know, operating with you and get in touch with you, with Arlene, that I thank you a lot in this occasion too. You know, I started thinking, you know, we are living around bad times, you know, really hard times since more than 1 year already, you know, and we have to redefine our activity as Italian trade agency here in Germany, because normally we promote the cooperation between Italian and German companies as the other offices do around the world, because we have 80 offices around the world. And we normally participated with Italian official pavilion exhibitions. We sent a delegation of business people from Germany to Italy, organized seminars, web campaign, you know, advertising campaign. But with the virus, we had to stop or redefine our activity because we couldn't attend exhibitions in Germany anymore. So we restarted. We re-inject the engine without a really good way to be cooperated with, you know, company active in the web. And so Douglas was one bet, and I think we won together really, because the results are very good, return on investment more than 3%, and the figures you gave confirm the good choice we had, as we had also, for instance, in the garments with Maria Theresa we just had in February. We Maria Theresa campaign, where campaign was really good. We had also a return on investment of 3%, more than 3%, as with you. And I inform companies listening to us today, if they don't know Maria Theresa is the leading company in Germany for you know, garments, you know, as you are the leading company in Europe for cosmetics. And I have to say that I have to correct a bit our Jessica. She said the Italian women are so beautiful. Please let me say that I can confirm this, and as a matter of fact, I married an Austrian one. But I'm joking, but no, my wife is also, I'm joking about that. But all the women of the world are beautiful, inside, outside, starting from Mutti. And I had to add something more. You know, normally people say at the back of a man there is always a woman. I want to break this prejudice. The woman is at the side, you know. In this case, is my colleague Steffi Strack, who had the idea of working with Douglas. She was in touch with Ellen. She ran all the business with you, Steffi. So thank you so much, Steffi, for what you did with us.
I'd like to thank you for the collaboration, and I'm sure that we will collaborate also in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So thank you again. And I think it was a really good start. We would like to go ahead with you. Maybe next year already we can start thinking how to repeat this great experience, and maybe going also into the depth, maybe strengthening, doing something more, because, you know, together we promoted the staff, you know, from Italy you already have in your shoulders, even the virtual ones. We would like to add more, and we are open for any cooperation with you in this direction. So thank you again. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Aline. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Matthias, Fabrizio, Steffi, and the colleagues of Rome, Federica, and Andrea. Thank you so much. Ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.